Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Advocacy Life Podcast. Wheelchairs. Are they a tool or an accessory? Are they fun? Are they a weapon? How do I interact with them? How do I deal with them? How do I deal with people around wheelchairs? That's what we're going to talk about today, so stay tuned. Hello. My name is Kevin Nunez, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Advocacy Life Podcast and blog. This, of course, is the podcast. Disability and death are the only two certainties in life. There is a misconception in our world that disability will not affect everyone, when the fact is it's the opposite, it affects all of us. So let's bridge those gaps together in a fun, conversational style. Thanks for your time, and hope you enjoyed the episode. For this episode, like I said in the intro, we're going to talk about wheelchairs and how to interact with them. Because people honestly just don't know. They're afraid of them. They get scared. They think they're going to get run over. They think it's just a fun toy. So we're going to discuss misconceptions and misunderstandings about wheelchairs. There is another episode like this if you go way back in the archives of the Advocacy Life. But it was done so long ago, I figured it was time for a refresher. Honestly, I don't think people go back that often in my archives. And I don't blame you because the first episodes were honestly really bad. So I won't blame you for listening to those or not listening to those. So we're gonna learn how to deal with wheelchairs today. First thing, wheelchairs are not a toy. They're an expensive tool. They're not an accessory. They're not a handbag. They're not glasses. They're not there as a luxury item. Even though some people just think they are. And this is not like a scooter. These are actual wheelchairs. Scooters are one thing. And motorized scooters are one thing. And electric wheelchairs are a totally different thing. There's nothing wrong with an electric scooter. People use what they need to. But realize they're two different things. My wheelchair costs roughly about $50,000. As you're seeing this in January 2026, I just got fitted for a new wheelchair. It's been about 6 years with this current model, so I'm way overdue for a new wheelchair. The process I will go through to get a new wheelchair will take about 6 months. So if I start the process toward the end of December as anticipated, I won't get my new wheelchair until around my birthday in June. I've never seen anyone get it in like a month or so. It takes a month just to do like checks and rechecks. First you have to do a wheelchair clinic where a bunch of guys just kind of poke and prod you and stretch you as much as they can to find out what you actually need in a wheelchair. Then your doctor or doctors have to write a letter of necessity. In this wheelchair I want to get now, I want to get one that has the rise function so I can rise up and talk to people at eye level. Because so often when I'm sitting down, people don't realize I sit at eye level, which sounds cool. But when people are walking ahead of you, especially in the summertime, and ladies, you wear those short skirts without trying to sound like an evil mastermind, you kind of leave stuff not for the imagination. So I see a lot of stuff I don't want to see or I shouldn't see. So it's embarrassing for you and me. That's number one. Number two, for men, it's the same thing. I'm at eye level. Pull up your pants. So with the rise function, I will be able to motorize and also speak at eye level like a human. Also, I'll be able to reach things at a higher shelf or what have you. So it is functional. That is the goal for my next wheelchair in 2026. But it'll cost anywhere between $50,000 and $60,000. So it's not a toy, it's not an accessory. It is my life tool. I use my wheelchair, honestly, a little more than 6 hours a day. It's the way it is. I cannot do a podcast from a bed. I cannot, write books from my bed. I can't do pretty much anything from my bed. I can, of course, get on my phone and do some stuff, but it's not the same thing. And I'm simply not part of human society from my bed. So it's my main tool of independence. Yes, I can sit on a couch and stuff like that, but again, it's the functionality. Without the chair, I don't move. No wheelchair is the same. I have a twin brother. We both have the same disability. On paper, his wheelchair is totally different than mine. We have the same manufacturer, same insurance company, but each wheelchair is customized to the individual's needs. So that is why it is a tool, not a toy. Get that right. And it's customized to the person because every person is affected differently by their disability. Never hang off the back of the wheelchair. Never just go behind them and push. First of all, with my particular wheelchair and my brother's wheelchair, you could not just push it. It is designed specifically. It is very heavy. Even when it is on manual and the battery's dead and it defaults into manual mode, it is still heavy to push. Can my wheelchair be put in manual in emergency situations? Yes. But is that advisable or recommended? Probably not, because you're gonna take away my independence. There's nothing wrong with folks who push their own wheelchairs, like people who are paralyzed or anything like that. There are tons of people who can push themselves all day long. I'm not one of them. So again, my needs are different, just like theirs. But again, the idea of going up behind them and pushing them is inappropriate. It's kind of like moving someone's legs for them. You wouldn't do that, would you? So don't do it to us. I have a joystick. Don't just grab my joystick and take me where you want to go. The idea sounds fun. But it's also disrespectful because without it, I'm just lying there. Learn how each chair works if you're going to assist someone with a wheelchair or any other mobility device. Each chair works differently. They are heavy, so if they do run you over, they will hurt. So keep that in mind. If I'm in public, if I tell you more than twice to move in a public setting, and I ask nicely, and you are a dick and refuse not to move, I have clipped people. Example, I went to a Phillies game. This gentleman was in my way. I asked him 3 times to move. He would not move. I know he heard me because I'm very loud. I also know he was with his family and his... No, it was not a family. Okay, no. It was a date. He tried to excuse it by saying it was family. No, you were with this girl and you were on a date. Fine. All power to you. Enjoy your date. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the Phillies. Go Phillies. Whatever. Don't care. If you're being a dick, I ask you to move. You don't move, I clip you. Sorry. The same thing. People think because you're a disability, I'm not allowed to defend myself in public. In some cases, this is my only defense. When I was in an active shooter drill, my only defense, if no one is there to get me out of the chair, which hopefully is the case always, but being realistic, in an emergency, that's not always the case. I have to cover this in a way where I can hide in a way where hopefully the chair can take the brunt of the force. When I did the active shooter drill, my drill was to go into the stall with my back facing to the door, so if there was a bullet, I could at least attempt to block the bullet with the wheelchair. Would that realistically work? Probably not. But, again, in some cases, it's my only defense. Don't say jokes like, oh, do you have a license for that? Or how fast does that thing go? Or, hey, Speedy, you are not funny. I've been driving since first grade, personally. So I've heard those jokes every single day of my life when I'm in public. So you're not funny. You're not the first person to think of that. So stop it. If you see a heavy person in Walmart and they're obese and they're heavy, you don't say, hey, fat, so how you doing? You don't do that, do you? If you see a skinny person, you go, oh my God, eat some food. You don't do that, do you? Same thing. Be respectful. Look at the person and not the disability. Please. The wheelchair is a tool. It's not an asset. It's not a toy. A few other questions I get. My tires don't pop. There's a tube inside them. The tires don't pop on my chair. That doesn't mean they don't have to be refilled with air from time to time. How often do I get a wheelchair? Roughly about 5 or 6 years. That's what Medicaid or Medicare allows it to. What happens before then? You have to wait until you run out of Medicaid appeals. It's a whole process, and it's not as easy to get a chair before the 5 or 6 years. How often do you get it serviced? They're supposed to come roughly about twice a year to service your chair. That is the ideal. Does it always happen? No. Especially during COVID. Like, there are many people who had their wheelchairs just beat the crap because nobody came to check them out. Because I sit in this chair all the time, does it get dirty? Yes. Am I cleaning it? Usually about once a week. My dad cleans it. Once a month he does like a deep clean, where he takes the seat off and he cleans the seat and washes the seat cushion. Those kind of things. Again, it's like a car. You clean it. You take care of it. It's mine. Trying to think of other questions I get. Does it break down a lot? Again, no, not really. Not what you think. It's built durable, but after 5 or 6 years of, again, being in it 7 days a week, if I'm not in my chair, I'm either in my bed or on the couch. Either one. You're not supposed to be in either one all day long. Or are you supposed to be in the chair all day long? So you kind of have to rotate from, in my case, the 3 spots. Have I had a bed sore because of the wheelchair? I'm lucky enough, I'm constantly readjusting myself or having others readjust me. Thank goodness I've never had a bed sore. This is important. Bed sores are preventable. Christopher Reeves, Superman, with all those resources, he passed away from a pressure sore that was never treated correctly. So pressure sores are preventable. People don't realize that. Have I had an accident in this chair? I'm sure over the years, I've had 1 or 2. I'm lucky I have very good bladder control. Again, if I have an accident, you just take the chair out, you wash it, clean it, the whole 9 yards, the seating, it all comes apart. At least most motorized chairs now do nowadays. I'll close this out by saying, be respectful, be kind, realize the person in the chair is just trying to live their life the best way they can. Again, don't treat the wheelchair like a piece of garbage. It is a very expensive extension of someone's life. So, realize that. Here's my fun fact about me as of December 2nd. My Christmas tree is up. I love Christmas. I am the biggest Christmas nerd ever. I am the one that literally has a countdown to Christmas on their phone. That's who I am. I'm the crazy guy, like Halloween's over, Christmas mode. I'm that freak. Our Christmas tree was up right on Black Friday. It was the first thing we did. We got up in the morning. That is literally, yes, I know it's childish, but that's me. I literally watch the Little Drummer Boy every single year. It's my favorite Christmas cartoon special, whatever. It is not Christmas until I watch Charlie Brown's Christmas and the Little Drummer Boy. Those are all my fun facts for January, on this second episode of January. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. See you guys in February. Love you. Bye. Wow, you guys, what a great episode that was. At least for me. Was it for you? If you liked it, please do me a favor. Click the like, click the subscribe. It takes you 2 seconds, and it really, really helps me out. Second, please share this and tell a friend. If you want more content, I've got a free blog that comes out once a week on Wednesdays starting in January. And you want more content, I published 2 books called Living Beyond Disability. It's a book series on Amazon. Check them out. They're all in the description below. If you want more content, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Thread, all that good stuff. They're all in the description below. I've got a PayPal and a Cash App if you want to donate directly. No big deal, just if you want to support. Thank you guys for all the help. Keep on rolling, keep on living.